Welcome back to Racing to Win. Let's preview race 5 at Sha Tin on Saturday afternoon, and it's the feature, the Yanchai Trophy, Class 4, 1400 metres, headed by a last start winner in Simply Elegant. And with Alfie Chan's £10 claim, he comes in a winner without penalty, actually £4 less to carry. Great Smart Khaki, Sunshine Universe, Carefree Prince, Jintoki had blinkers last start, went forward. Hinyon Swiftness first up for the best part of 7 months. Now the newcomer for John Size, Dynastar, there's a question mark alongside the pronunciation of this horse, but he's expected to start a decent price. I don't think there'll be too many people stepping into him first up. We'll talk more shortly. Relentless Me's drawn well. We go down to Paul's favourite Lolly, Fairy Floss, Above, and Mr. Magellan. One of his favourites anyway.
There's a few.
Hinyon Swiftness, break record, Fairy Floss, and Above have all been up at Chunfa. Now, how does the speed unfold here, Tom? It looks good to fast, actually.
Yeah, there will be plenty here. There's we're coming out of race 4 where there's basically no leaders, into a race where there's probably 4 or 5. Simple Elegant, Jintoki. Simple Elegant will certainly go forward with that £10 claim. Carefree Prince, he's got gate 14. He's a horse that can go forward, but he just might struggle to match a little bit of the pace of some of those up front. Hinyon Swiftness can be there. While all that unfolds, Relentless Me, who'll be well supported in the market, should get a beautiful run on the trail.
First horse we're going to have a look at here is Sunshine Universe. He moves nicely down the back straight. Interesting runner because he's stepping up from the 1,000 metres he's been running at. So he goes back up to 1,400 from 1,000. But his work's been good and he's under a decent hold as he goes down the straight there. Dynasta is what I've been calling a couple of even sectionals for him. He goes nicely enough and no pressure here this morning. So he's a horse that's on debut. Is for John Size, Dynasta. Blake Sin will take them out. And Relentless Me. He went well at his last start. He was really well supported as well. Douglas White's got him now. And his track work's quite good here on the outside with London Lucky Star, who's also running in the program as well.
Yeah, he runs earlier on, actually, London Lucky Star. Let's start with Simply Elegant. There were some performances from him last season that suggested he was a nice enough type heading forward. He ran a nice second behind Such a Happiness when he led and got cut down, and then finished down the track behind Lucky Time. A little bit forgotten first up. He did come in the betting late from about 18s down to 10 to 1 and led them a merry dance. He
drew wide and he did manage to get across easy enough. He's drawn wide once again, but there is a lot more pace underneath him in this. He will get the £10 claim. I've got him in on a minor line. I just think this will be a bit more trickier to get across.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a little bit of pressure up front. Jintoki, Hinyon Swiftness potentially is another one that can race forward with Jack Wong. So I've got him on a minor line just with that other alternate pace in the race.
Yeah, I wonder whether or not he could take a sit though and maybe still kick on. But it was a nice enough win. Khaki goes in second up for Tony Millard. And this horse has just had the one win in his career, and that was at the Valley.
Yeah, I'd prefer him at the Valley, actually. He did run nice enough here on the all-weather. He comes now back onto the turf. He hasn't done too much on the turf here at Sha Tin in the past, and he has drawn a bit wide, so I'm happy to watch him.
He had a really quiet trial behind Voyage Warriors, beaten 17 lengths in that trial. I thought he's probably better at Happy Valley, but he boxed on okay here. He's shown a little bit on the all-weather in the past, but the Sha Tin turf is a different story.
The horse he finished alongside of, good run his way, came out and won. Dealmaker ran third. Obviously, it was a wet track, and Enfolding ran well again. So there are a few ticks alongside of his name. Douglas White, the trainer of Relentless Me. We saw him in a bit of track work there, working the horse. Let's hear what he had to say to Ed Sadler.
Relentless Me, Douglas, what were your thoughts on his last run?
I thought he ran well. He went head and head for a fraction too long first up, and I think it told just at the end. The horse is... I'm happy with him in his work. He's galloped well and he's put on a bit of weight, which is a good sign for him. He's drawn a nice gate, so he gets his chance.
Is he a fitter horse this time around?
I think he is. I think, you know, the key to him, I think he's a fresh horse. So you're right in saying that he's fitter, but I have kept him fresh at the same time.
There looks to be good pace on the race. Where would you like to see him in the run? What will be the instructions to the jock?
I think, you know, Joe's a good enough jockey that he doesn't really need to get instructions. I think we'll discuss it, and once the gates open and he can decide how the race unfolds. If there's a lot of early speed, he's a kind enough horse to take the sit, and if no one goes, you know, he's not a tearaway horse. He's pretty flexible, so having a top jock on like him gives you options.
4 wins to this point of the season. How's life as Douglas White trainer?
Yeah, it's going well. A few too many seconds, but I've had some nice successful winners. Uncle Steve was a bit of a relief because of the history behind him, obviously. So yeah, no, it's ticking over well, and I'm thoroughly enjoying what I'm doing.
4 wins, 5 seconds, 4 thirds from 35 runners so far for Douglas White. It's a pretty decent start.
Yeah, he's going really well, isn't he? And I think Relentless Me is one of the main chances in the race.
All right, we've touched on Fairy Floss. Let's have a look at his trial recently at Chun Fa, and break record also in the trial.
Yeah, this horse here, I've always had a bit of time for his gallops in the morning. I mean, I'm putting him in once, and Jenny,
last season you put him in a couple of times.
Yeah,
I think.
I put him in once, and then Jenny made the comment he was 6 months away. That was more than 6 months away. So it'll be interesting to see her thoughts on the horse as well. But this trial was pretty good, I thought. He hit the line nicely. So I'm going to put him in just on a minor line because there's ability there with him.
That was Aurora Pegasus winning that trial. Yep. He's come out and won during the week. He's actually won a trial as well. He's out of a mare called Hang Seng, which is the name of a bank here.
Yes, it is. Let's hope the dollars come in after he goes around. Paul, tips?
I went with Mr. McGann last start, made him the best, and he did run nicely enough there for third. I'll stick with him. He does meet Relentless Me better in the weights, but I think that's Quinella. 14 to beat 9. We'll give Fairy Floss a chance. He's going to be a massive price. He's almost 40 to 1 now, but he can boost up the exotics and
add some sweetness.
That's the one. And Simple Elegance in there for 4. So 14, 9, 12 and 1. I think the 14 can win, but I would throw 12 into the exotics.
Righto.
9 on top for me. Yeah, Relentless Me. I think with all that pace in the race, he should get a nice run from gate number 4 down on the rail. Relentless Me for Joe Moreira and Douglas White. 14, Mr. Magellan goes in. He's close to a class drop, but he has been racing well at the bottom end of class 4. Micho and Grant Van Neerkerk. Simple Elegant. Just not sure how quick they're going to go in front here with the alternate pace from the likes of Jintoki. I threw in Kaki. He might be able to spice up the multiples there at 25 and 6s. So 9, 14, 1, 3.
Yeah, I've got similar numbers to both of you. But when you come into a race off the back of a win and you're carrying less weight in the same class, I think you deserve a little bit of an extra big tick alongside your name. So I'll stick with Simple Elegant, but a good contest, our feature trophy race of the day, the Yan Chai Trophy.